come through. 3-2. Good morning. Good morning, buenos dias. Welcome to Riverdale and welcome to Manhattan College. My name is Kevin Kavanaugh. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management here at the college. And on behalf of my team and I and the entire Manhattan College community, I want to welcome you today to our Accepted Students Day. And we hope that you are as excited to be here as we are in having you here on our campus on this beautiful day. But without further ado, I'd like to turn the microphone over to the 20th president of Manhattan College, Brother Daniel Gardner, for his welcome to you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Kavanaugh, and welcome to everybody. A hearty welcome to New York City and a hearty welcome to our Manhattan College community today. Before I begin and give a few words of introduction here for your program today, I do want to promise you that all of the spaces that you will be inhabiting today are air conditioned. Just not today. Now, I welcomed you to New York City, and coming to New York City is a wonderful thing because it provides all kinds of people and services and diverse adventures and internships and all the other things. But it also does come along with bureaucracy. And so the city inspector, who must be here when we fill our cooling tower, can't come today. So there's good news and bad news to that. One of them is that the good news is that when your daughters and sons arrive here in the fall semester, you can be assured they're not going to get Legionnaire's disease. Bad news is it might be a little hot today, so I'm sorry about that. But I'd like to take this opportunity to go beyond just welcoming you, but also to congratulate you. This has been a long journey to get here. Lots of ups, downs, sideways, pitfalls, and successes along the way. And so students, you should be congratulating yourselves because you've made it through the high school journey and you're about to go to college. And today, at least, you've been accepted to Manhattan College, one of the finest colleges in New York City. So congratulations to you. And parents, congratulations to you today because you've walked alongside your daughters and sons through that whole journey, and boy, they've come out to be stars. If you look at them today, you must be marveling at the fact that they're about to go off to college, and that's such a great thing, so congratulations to all of you for that. I said that Manhattan College was one of the greatest colleges in New York City. And it's a great college for many, many different reasons. There's a strong community, high quality academics, a lot of great career outcomes. I mean, we're regularly ranked in Fortune magazine, Money magazine, US News and World Reports, and all of these other different publications puts us right at the top of the list for all of your different choices. And these are all wonderful things. But what really makes Manhattan College great is that you've got the community, the high quality academics, these excellent career outcomes, but it's all done in the context of a moral compass. Values, ethics, strong belief system. These are the things that accompany a Manhattan College education. And I just was going through briefly a list of alums whom I know, and I was just thinking, how does this play out in the real world? James Patterson, the second most successful author in the history of recorded times in terms of salary and benefits and all of that, numerous books. No matter when you talk to him or what you talk to him about or what you read about him, he's always talking about the moral compass that guides his work. And I asked him one day, what's that all about? And he said, oh, that's what I got from Manhattan College. the moral compass which guided my career. Jose Feliciano, you may not know him. He graduated from here. He was a 4.0 student in our Keiko School of Science, and he was a brilliant researcher. And at the end of his time here, he decided to go to medical school. And I said, why would you do this? You were offered jobs at Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson and several other research firms out there. And he said to me, because I want to serve others, the moral compass. Emilio Emini, another brilliant scientist who's currently the CEO of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He single-handedly eradicated tuberculosis in India. I said, wow. He said, no, that's what I had to do. That's who I was because of the education that I received. Lynn Martin, she's from our School of Business, and she's the current CEO of the New York Stock Exchange. And her whole entire job is predicated upon fair business practices, making sure that the marketplace of capitalism out there is run fairly. She frequently speaks about the business ethics that she received here. So those are just a couple of real-world examples of what I'm talking about. But hopefully, as you walk around today and you meet the people who are actually part of the community here at Manhattan College, you're going to get that strong feeling of community. You're going to hear about excellent academics, but you're also going to leave with a real sense of moral purpose that comes out of a Manhattan College education. So I thank you very much for coming today, and I welcome you to Manhattan College. Congratulations as your journey towards college continues.
Thank you, brother. And if you don't mind me piggybacking on some of brother's themes and comments there, in addition to me being an employee of Manhattan College, I've also graduated from here twice. First in 1996 with my Bachelor's of Arts in History, and 4 years later with my MBA from the O'Malley School of Business. And as luck would have it, I married my wife about 6 feet from where I'm standing. She's also a Manhattan College Jasper. She received 2 degrees, one of them her undergraduate bachelor's degree in education, and her second a master's degree in special education. And now she's a very successful teacher in Rockland County. And many years ago, my father commuted to Manhattan College from Manhattan Island, and he earned his bachelor's degree in engineering, and like many Manhattan engineers, went on to help build the original World Trade Center. Three people, one family, 3 very different educations, 3 very different student experiences, but one common theme, which is an education at Manhattan College. I think it's important for me to note that at today's Accepted Students Day, we're going to open this community to all of you, for you to get beyond hearing from us in speeches and get to know the community that brother talked about. And I hope during those conversations with alum, with employees and otherwise, you'll see, just like my family, there's common threads that connect Manhattan College Jaspers, both the current students, recent graduates, and some of the more successful graduates that Brother Dan had pointed out in his talk. But I know this process has been very stressful for all of you, both for students and for parents. Over the course of the last year or two, you've been visiting campuses, you've been getting bombarded with mail, you've been getting bombarded with email, you've been getting advice from school counselors and coaches and teachers and family and friends, and there's a lot of noise in this process, and it can get very, very stressful. So I ask that today you quiet yourself a bit and think about what you want out of this journey. For every student that's in this audience today, there's a different college journey that's about to begin. And for every student, a different story that's about to be written. And I encourage you all to think about what your story is and what you hope to get out of your 4 years and how Manhattan College could play into that. I want you to think about two questions and simplify it all with just those two questions. First question, why is Manhattan College here? And how is that relevant to me? So I think this requires a little historical context. Manhattan College was founded on Manhattan Island 170 years ago at a time when there was little opportunity for immigrants, for the working class, and for Catholics in New York City. And the politics of the city prevented any of those populations from getting college degrees. There was a political party called the Know-Nothings, and they tried to shut down any attempt at colleges being formed because they didn't want the working class to have that upward mobility and sort of change the political landscape of the city. So in the 1850s, enter New York City and the De La Salle Christian Brothers, or the Brothers of the Christian Schools, many of them depicted in the painting behind me. They wanted to found a school that provided that opportunity to students. And that's how Manhattan College came into an existence, under the ethos of St. John Baptiste de La Salle, which in the Catholic Church is the patron saint of teaching. They had no idea how successful they would be. It was just 5 Christian brothers with the idea of, hey, let's start a college. They were so successful that 70 years later, the college was bursting at the seams, and they needed to find a new location to meet the demands of all the students that wanted to enroll in Manhattan College's program, which is why they bought a plot of real estate in the Bronx, and when you plugged in Manhattan College into your GPS today, it didn't bring you to Manhattan Island, it brought you just north to the Riverdale section of the Bronx. And that was with intentionality. The brothers learned where the city was going to end the subway, and they bought the parcel of land right next to where that subway would end. So for both commuter students who needed to take the subway, like my dad, to have access to the campus, or for students that wanted to live on campus but wanted to have the access to New York City for internships and research in the arts and just to have a good time, the subway was right there. So that is why Manhattan College is in the Bronx, and we've been here for 100 years, 170 years, but 100 years here in the Bronx, delivering that education in this wonderful, peaceful Riverdale neighborhood. Speaking of that tradition of education, there's a few other traditions that I'd like to bring to your attention. You have probably, for most of your life, been participating in a Manhattan College tradition and not even realizing it. So let me bring it full circle for you. Has anybody been to a baseball game before? Just about everybody. So if you go to Cooperstown in the Baseball Hall of Fame, there's a plaque there that credits Brother Jasper from Manhattan College as being the man who founded the 7th inning stretch. So anytime you got up and stretched the baseball game, that was Brother Jasper, and he's depicted in the painting behind me. And that's also how Manhattan College got its nickname, which is one of the most unique nicknames in all of NCAA athletics, the Manhattan College Jaspers. Another tradition of ours, which you've already sort of experienced, is our quadrangle. It's the heart and soul of our campus. It's where we have formal events like this. It's where we have annual events like our Spring Fest event, which will be taking place later today for our students. And it's a great place where we just all hang out and relax. As part of that quad, unique architecture on the far side of it are the 2 arches. Those arches were intentionally designed to be this gateway in which you walk up the stairs and you exit the external world and you enter into a quiet place intended for study. And that's why all of the original buildings around that quad were part of the academic spaces. We've now expanded to other spaces, but those arches are that portal to learning. They're also the inspiration for a program here that we have at the college called the Arches Program, which is for first-year students that will be living in the residence halls together in Lee Hall. There's more about that in the bag that you have, and there'll be some folks here today to teach you more about that at our browse. There's also another program similar to our Arches program, and that information's in your bag as well, called our First Year Experience, which is a program for both students and parents to adjust to college life, and particularly college life here at Manhattan College, and guide you through from where you are now through your first year, with more information being added to that program. So I encourage you to learn more about that. Another tradition of ours is that you'll see on that quad, there are 8 trees on the quadrangle. A few of them died this winter, so you'll notice that 3 of them are shorter than others. But there's 8 trees on that quad. and they were planted to represent each of the 8 semesters that you're going to be enrolled at Manhattan College. We don't want you here for 10. We don't want you here for 12. Neither does mom and dad. One semester, one tree, one semester, 8 trees, 8 semesters. Another thing on our quad you'll notice is our senior walk. Right down the middle of the quad, the tradition holds that only people that have earned senior level status are to use that center walk. And on either end of it, you'll see a plaque that denotes that. As guests today, we'll bend the rules a little bit. So if you want to use that senior walk, you can. But that's a nice tradition of ours. And as you're talking to people, these are just a few of them. You'll learn more and more that we've got these traditions and these histories that connect us all together. And some of you are Jaspers in the audience that have met already, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what does this all mean for you? A few things. As you walk the campus today, I dare you to find a large classroom. You won't find one. We intentionally want our undergraduate experience for our students to be the relationship between a faculty member and a small group of students. That was the intent of the education that St. John Baptiste de La Salle founded. He invented that concept of one teacher with a small group of students. And that's part of what the LaSallian educational experience is about. So you won't find large lecture halls. You'll be with our faculty, and that's part of the investment that we believe that you're making by paying your tuition to be part of our community. We promise you great faculty and a great teaching experience. Another thing that you can expect here, access to New York City. I've already discussed it, but as an undergraduate, you'll have New York City at your fingertips for cultural, educational, and professional opportunities right down the hill. You'll also have access, and Brother alluded to it, to the oldest alumni association in the United States of America among Catholic colleges and universities. Founded in 1869, we now have over 50,000 alumni that around the world. Many of them are in the New York metro area, and they also are a pipeline for students for internships, mentorship. We're close to the city, so they're often here on campus, unlike other schools that their alums are far, far away if their campuses are far away from a metropolitan area. So our alumni are back, they're engaging with our students, and they're physically proximate and have an opportunity to engage with our students. And just like you, they were sitting in this very chapel at some point as they began to write their own story. And they walked these halls and this quad and sat in the same classrooms that you'll be experiencing. So you're the next success story for us. You can also expect a safe, clean campus. We're doing a lot of investments here. So you'll see some jackhammered sidewalks that we're fixing. You'll see some residence halls that we're refurbishing. You'll also see some of the investments that we've made in our O'Malley School of Business, with more renovations coming this summer. On tour, you're going to get an opportunity to see a real-life New York City construction zone, because we're completely refurbishing Horan Hall, which is an 11-story facility right behind our gymnasium. So we'll take you through there today, but it does not look like the Taj Mahal right now. It looks like a construction zone, but they created on the entry level a room that's a demo room, so you'll see what it'll look like in August when you arrive. Chrysostom Hall, which is right next door to this building, is one of the original residence halls from this campus from 100 years ago. They've gutted that and completely refurbished it. So it's got some old school flair with some new school vibe. And that's really geared towards students that want or need single accommodations. You'll see new facilities in our engineering area, thanks in part to donations from Neil Higgins and his wife, an alumni of ours. So a great new facility there, and investments in our Keiko School of Science. So I can go on and on about the physical, and also Brother mentioned, new HVAC systems. They're just not up and running just yet. We're constantly reinvesting in this campus so that students have the proper learning environment and living environment to have a successful 4 years. Yep, but beyond the physical, we're also investing in new programs. Just this week, we announced our new game design program that will be available as of this fall. We'll also be introducing a new criminology major. And a month ago, Manhattan College made the very big announcement that as of July 1st of this year, we would be starting our School of Health Professions, in which students will have the opportunity eventually, once we get approvals, for a nursing curriculum, for informatics, and other healthcare-driven degrees to further the professional opportunities that our students have. So again, investments in our academic programs. Long story short, we continue to make investments into our school, our faculty, and into our students so that you have the best 4 years possible. So that was question one. Why is Manhattan here? Or at least part of it. But question number two is a little bit more challenging. The question is, why are you here? And the snarky answer is, well, you all invited us. I get that. But you spent the last year or two researching colleges and spending time visiting colleges. So I asked to the parents in the room, when you started this process or even before that, what did you hope for this child that you're with today? How you've seen them grown over the last 4 years of them being in high school? What do you see their dreams and aspirations, or how they've grown as a young adult, and how might Manhattan College fit into that? And for the students, we've laid it all out for you here today. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. The only thing that we can do today is help you answer that question of whether or not this is the place that you want to spend your next 4 years. And we very much hope that you do. So again, please consider those two questions today as you're walking this campus and interacting with our community. Why are we here, and why are you here? I hope, just like that common thread that connects all Jaspers through the generations, I hope that you see a connective thread between what we have here and what you hope your college experience will be. So once again, welcome to Manhattan College. Welcome to our community. Welcome to New York City. We hope you have a great senior year and whatever's left, finish strong. And we hope to see all of you, both students and parents, for our first year student orientation this June. So I wish you all the best. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Ben Bovin, our Director of Undergraduate Admission, who is also a Manhattan College graduate, and he'll lay out the mechanics of the rest of the day here for you. So welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. I have the honor as a Jasper myself to be the third person to welcome you to campus today. So my main duty is just to kind of break down the day and explain what's actually going to happen. So in your bag that you received today, you'll see many different items, from sunglasses, and we're hoping that the sun stays out all day so you can use those sunglasses. Kevin mentioned the Arches program. We also have one of our Manhattan magazines to go through. It has some alumni stories and some up-and-coming academic and co-curricular opportunities here. And as Kevin mentioned, our new resident halls, which you'll actually get a chance to see today. So the program, which can also double as a fan if you're hot in here, the program's the best way to start. So the first page, actually, we have sort of a general schedule for the day. At 10 o'clock, I'm gonna break you all out into your various schools that you've been admitted into. But for a general schedule of the day where everyone is invited, that really starts around noon to 12:30. So you'll see in the schedule, there's also numbers of the map on the back. So you'll know exactly where the buildings are. So the last page has the campus map. So after the academic sessions from about 10 o'clock till about 12:30, one of the first things I want to offer is we do have a lacrosse game happening. We are the best team in the MAC conference right now. We are one of 5 Division I men's lacrosse teams in the country that have 9 wins or more already. So we're very proud of our men's lacrosse team. They're playing the Siena Saints today down in Gaelic Park, which you'll see is sort of the center of our campus, our athletic field. The bookstore is open from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. The bookstore, if you show your accepted student day badge, you will receive 10% off of anything you buy in the bookstore today. The admissions office, where I will be with many of my colleagues and many of the people you've worked with throughout your entire Manhattan College Jasper journey so far, will be waiting in the admissions office to speak to you. We do have bilingual counselors, que hablan español, if you want to talk to any of them. They're in the back right there, Jose and Angeli, waving their hands, with countless others as well. They're in the financial aid administration. Campus tours. So we have 2 locations for campus tours. Many of you as accepted students and many students who have already made their decision to become Jaspers this fall, you've already taken a tour of campus. We understand that. So we do offer resident hall only tours if you just want to see the first year resident halls as well as the newly constructed apartment style living that we offer. We can take just resident hall tours. That's going to also leave right in front of the admissions office on the Founders Bridge, a big sign that says O'Malley Library. You'll see that right outside of this building here. If you want to take a full campus tour, we do offer those departing from the Raymond W. Kelly Student Commons right outside of Starbucks on the first floor. On that note, you'll see a big tent that says hashtag I'm a Jasper, a big black tent. There's 3 of those on campus today. There's one in front of Memorial Hall, which is map number 2. There's one in front of the Kelly Commons building, which is map number 3. And there's one behind the Kelly Commons building where the tours depart from, also map number 3. So if you have any questions, please go up to one of our counselors or one of our students under that tent and ask any question of location, or ask them a question about themselves, about how they got to here from their experience as an accepted student. But please utilize all of our support staff, which is currently standing in the back. If you see green shirts, it's likely a current student ambassador. Lastly, and this is one of the hubs of campus, Thomas Hall, is going to be where many families will be eating lunch in Locke's Loft, which is our cafeteria. But there will also be the Center for Academic Success and Center for Career Development, which will be in that building, Thomas Hall. We also have a resource browse that's starting at noon, leaving from the Kelly Commons, which is also map number 3. That's a good place to talk to global engagement, study abroad, the Arches Living and Learning Community, questions about residence life, alumni engagement, student engagement, lots of different things to talk about in Kelly Commons. That's one of the second hubs of our campus. I'll wait for this plane to fly by, welcoming the new Jaspers. Okay, we're good. So School of Liberal Arts, I'm going to announce them first. So you're going to follow Jose de la Cruz and Rebecca. So this is all of School of Liberal Arts students and parents. They're back waving their hands right there. So Jose de la Cruz and Rebecca, as well as Billy, you're going to go to the Kelly Student Commons. So all School of Liberal Arts majors and their parents stand up, and you can follow them out the back door right down the middle of the chapel. That's all School of Liberal Arts majors and their parents, so students and parents. You're going to the Kelly Commons, 4th floor. I'll give them one more minute to depart. We're gonna have Anissa. So next up, Anissa Latif, Assistant Director, she's raising her hand. She's going to take all School of Science, Keiko School of Science majors. So if you've been admitted into the Keiko School of Science, you're gonna follow Anissa. She's gonna depart out of if you're exiting the chapel, out of the left doors, So you're gonna go down the left stairwell. All Keiko School of Science students and their parents. Anissa, Maggie, and Natalie can walk you over to Hayden Hall, room 100 in Hayden Hall. Once again, that is all Keiko School of Science, going to Hayden Hall, room 100. Next up, Anjali Murillo, there she is. Anjali, she has her hand up in the center of the chapel. She's gonna depart, if you're leaving the chapel, out of the right set of doors over there. That's gonna be all education and health majors. So Anjali and Hillary, you can follow them out of the right set of doors over there. That's all education and health majors. You're going to Miguel Hall, room 311. That's all parents and students in the School of Education and Health. Next. Okay, next up is going to be Nick Martyr. Nick, raise your hand, please. Nick's taking everyone from the School of Continuing and Professional Studies. That will be the Camino students, Radiation Therapy Technology, and Nuclear Medicine Technology. So all Camino students, Nuclear Medicine Technology, Radiation Therapy Technology. Business majors, you all have a very easy commute because you're going right downstairs. This will be easy for you. I'm gonna have Chris Fonte. You're gonna leave out if you're looking at the back, leaving out the left doorway. That's gonna be all O'Malley School of Business majors, and you're going right downstairs into the Smith Auditorium. So you're gonna leave out the left set of doors over there. And I said that the O'Malley School of Business have the easiest commute. Actually, engineers have the easiest commute. You can all just come and join Dean Ward and the engineering students in the front of the chapel. So please make your way to the front of the chapel, all engineering majors. Thank you so much and enjoy your day. Okay. All right. They're all yours from here.
All right, morning, Kevin. Good morning. How are you? Okay, knock him dead.
We'll knock them dead. Good morning, everyone. My name's Tim Ward. I'm the Dean of